single-handedly, there's case studies showing that he's decreased incidents of Islamophobia in England.
Yep.
And the fact now where we're looking at Premier League soccer and they're taking breaks for Ramadan, to let players break their fast. They're making rooms for fans, to pray during matches.
Yep.
So I think it's hard not to say that Salah's impact and his presence as a star in the league hasn't contributed to those things. So it's completely different legacy, but in the scope of African football, like Salah has paved the way for African footballers to thrive in the Premier League, and it's been normalized. And this next generation now, led by players like Marmoush, even just across the Premier League, African players, thriving there. Salah really kind of normalized and opened up those conversations, saying like Africa is a place where you can source talent. You don't have to get talent only in Europe. The idea of European tax doesn't only exist on players. You can bring in top level talent. So I think we won't be able to understand his impact until later, like 20, 30 years after, when we're seeing this next generation of Egyptian ballers playing out Liverpool and other big clubs.
Take your time, no worries. No. We're good? All right. Fellas, how we feeling? Good. An episode 115 of the 5 Star Podcast. 115, the streak continues. We had one I was about to miss. It got rescheduled. My streak, bro. You missed it. Last time you said I was like Shay. I feel like Shay, bro. I got to get to 127.
I'm crying.
I got to get to 127 with the 20-point games.
Almost there.
But we got a replacement today. Moose, how you feeling, gang? Fresh braids,
bro.
Tired. What's up? What's up with New York City FC, bro?
Man of the year.
Sixth man of the year for sure. Jamal Crawford aura.
Bro, NYCFC is good, man. We second in the East, should be first, but for certain implications.
Around
certain teams and certain players in the MLS.
It's true.
We were robbed, but it's okay.
Kendrick, we fresh from LA. What a trip. Thank you to Adidas. Both of us are wearing our Adidas drip right now. You know what I'm saying? Accidentally with the black Dewey, which is even more rare for me because I really don't be wearing do-rags like that.
This is wild. This is actually wild.
I never wear a do-rag in a pod.
Fire though. I mean, you've seen mad content about it, but we went to Los Angeles for the Adidas away kit launch. Unbelievable event, from being able to experience the headquarters with the gifting suite, interviewing AJ Tracy and Miguel Layun, former Mexican national team player who played in the World Cup. Crazy launch event where they shut down DTLA under a bridge, which we didn't even know was gonna be that crazy.
Yeah.
We pulled up, we got confused because they told us to Uber like 3 blocks from the actual location. Then we go and it's like, oh, it's outside, and they just have the whole thing shut down. Kate Trinata, Baby Keem, all the stuff in the trunk, the LA culture. It was fire. Yeah.
Incredible experience. The whole time I was thinking about the production company.
Oh yeah, they were stressing.
Bro, I was just like, yo, whoever like made this shit, one was
Unreal.
like genius, but two, like the amount of work that had to have gone into like
permits.
the permits,
The legal is actually some
the
crazy.
permits
the
must have been
rentals for all the vehicles and the trucks, and the waivers and the insurance,
security set up, and who's at what exit.
Yo, I was like, this is crazy, and then. The liability of the fact that like people, it's under a bridge, so people were also just walking up top. So like if somebody was feeling crazy, they could have just jumped.
Yeah, I mean that's bridges in general, but
but like I was watching people.
You imagine they parachute on the bridge.
But there was some of the trucks.
That's what they should have brought Keem in.
Some of the trucks, you low key, if you jumped, you could have landed. Like
if you're a parkour professional, yes.
Yeah.
Average person.
you go roll into the bed of the truck.
Yeah, bro.
Also, big shout out to PG Lang, who actually put on like the creative direction for this away launch.
Really?
Like this gridlock concept.
Hey,
so the gridlock concept has to do with the LA traffic. Obviously, Kendrick Day up from Los Angeles, but also the gridlock of being in traffic on the way to the game and how you can find like some beautiful moments in that. So that was the idea of all those cars in the LA traffic as part of the event. But then also having stuff in the trunk, and then Cali is the phrase, get it out the trunk, cuz. And that's where you got your drinks. They had 3 Ondo balls in the trunk. It was crazy.
That's fire. I just off the strength of the event itself, I was like, this is fire. I didn't know there was that much. It was like intention and storytelling.
It was a lot
very cool.
Even the star power, like Barry Keegan, I believe is his name, really, really big Irish actor who's been in some like Oscar nominated films and Top Boy. Out of nowhere, he's just in a car doing a shoot. Over here is the Love Island people. Over there is Kendall Jenner.
He was in Manchester. He shot our Jersey like 2 years ago. He was in the release for it.
Like the amount of types of people you could just walk up on, like
damn, it was Idris was just
Damn just walked. I forgot.
Bro,
just walked by. Bro,
he was super low key. I saw like one like page post about it.
No, he really was low key. I think he was in and out.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it didn't feel like super like industry like a super like it was an industry event, but when you were there, it just felt like everybody was just chilling.
Yeah. And I think they opened it up to a lot of people because it was way bigger than the headquarters.
But I'm saying even like the caliber of like stars they had in was
crazy. Yeah,
just chilling. Like
even Kendall Jenner, which
you really could have just ran up on them and pressed them. Like
the Jenner thing, especially because you know that family,
bro, because they were just chilling in the spot.
That family moves different.
We were dancing next to Anderson .Paak. Just just on the spot. Like
in my video, I'm like panning on the show, and next time I see Anderson,
he was like, "Is that
Anderson?" The time of his life. I didn't even know he was next to me,
That's
bro.
fire.
Yeah. Absolute jokes. Nah, it was really, really cool room to be in.
And I seen what's his name, Jordan
Atadunji.
I seen him in the spot. I was like, yo, my man's is a big fan, bro. You gotta come say what's up. He's like, all right, bet. And just he followed me to come see what's up.
Yeah, like R&B isn't dead.
It was just everybody was mad cool. Like
it was really, it was
Vino Friday in Northern Ireland. Can we make that?
Bro. And I try to tell people like they call him like a UK artist. I'm like, I don't know how they classify it, but he's from Northern Ireland. Yeah, they're not. I've never heard of nobody from Northern Ireland. So big shout out to him, bro. And that was also cool about at that point the embargo had been lifted, but everyone on stage was from those countries. Yeah, which is why they had him, they had a Costa Rican, Spanish. Like, it was really well done.
So now that you guys have like experienced it all, what would you say? Favorite jerseys from the collection? I know yours is South Africa.
Yeah, the South Africa.
Spain's beautiful,
gorgeous.
Spain's
100% Spain. And the closer you get to that shit is elegant.
Yeah,
I didn't realize actually elegant.
The print that's in the white is very
crazy.
It's actually OD.
And then the burgundy with the gold, and then they made the Enye, which is it's got the tilde over it. Yeah, España gold, like.
And like the Spain away kits are always like a lot more like loud, like vibrant colors.
The home's gonna be red.
So this being a more muted, it's very nice. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Damn, I don't know. Honestly, I really like Colombia's. I like Costa Rica. If Costa Rica
is crazy.
It's so fire. I really want to see our player Alonso Martinez in it.
Yeah,
but
unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Might have to run that back for
they'll still play. They'll still play a friendly.
Yeah, they'll still play. He's injured right now still.
Chile was fire too.
Chile's is
it's
crazy.
Almost like roses
Actually,
from the concrete.
I lied on
from the ground.
I'm going to say
Chile's
it on behalf of Seb because I know it's his favorite. Curaçao's away kit is peak, bro.
Yeah, their color palette.
I've never seen their badge
color
before.
palette.
I've never seen Curaçao's badge.
Yeah.
But it's actually very tough.
And it's not even like, it doesn't even need a design. The color palette is so perfect.
Yeah.
And it's so beautifully like kind of tropical Caribbean, like off the island vibe. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Fire.
Shout out Adidas, man.
Shout out Adidas.
It's a fact. Shout out, not Arsenal, for losing one of the 4 possible trophies.
Arsenal was hilarious.
You feel me? Musi tried to make it be like this was their entire season.
Yeah, we gotta get back. To that.
What was your take, Musi? This is Arsenal fans. This is a Man United fans take. Musi, give your take that you had previously on the Carabao Cup.
I'm giving this take.
We're giving you a chance to explain it yourself.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this take, and every Arsenal fan that I have said it to agrees with me. I was saying that winning this Carabao Cup is super important to the overall scheme of like Arsenal this season, because regardless of like it just being Carabao Cup, it's still a trophy. It's still final. Arsenal does not have the best record in finals. So I think to play against Man City, who they're currently going like back and forth with on the table right now in Premier League, to win that, it's a huge confident boost. You're gonna play City at the Etihad later this
next week.
Next week.
Like in a couple weeks.
It's
like in a few weeks.
Yeah, mid-April.
18th, I believe.
Mid-April. So it's like this is the perfect testing ground for that. This is the perfect testing ground before you go on to play Champions League. I mean, they have the easiest like route in Champions League, so I don't think they're too worried about that. But like across FA Cup, across all these things, like it's Arsenal, you never know. So I think just being able to win is a really just like, all right, cool, we've done it, it's out the way. We've like if we can win this, we can win anything.
And now that they lost, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm not gonna like. Have y'all been saying how a lot of Arsenal players are backing out of international duty all of a sudden?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it. No,
they shook.
Saliba, Gabriel, and Eze all backed out like the day after. And I think it was I think
what's his name? The guy. His name starts with a T. Trossard. He backed out too.
Trossard backed up.
Yeah.
I see. I'm not surprised. Like I think Arteta made the boss call. He's like, we're not playing around. We've never been this close. And I'm not mad at him for doing it. Like so much could go wrong during that. Like it could be a game that these teams have all already qualified. No one is playing for a spot in the final. You're just playing the play. So it's why would you threaten? Like it's important, obviously, for country, but it's why would you even threaten the chance of like not being able to be around in these last few weeks where City's looking really good? Like this City squad is phenomenal.
Minus the Madrid loss.
Minus that,
brought them back to
but that's just Valverde greatness.
Of course, they also dropped some points recently though because the gap did get bigger.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's calling the players out like the sudden injuries, like right when international break is about to start, I don't really rock with it.
Me neither.
Because it's like
it's unethical.
It's high key part. It's just part of the season at this point. It's a World Cup year. The friendlies are the chance for your players to like, one, warm up with international play, but then two, also like stake their claim to be like, I should be in the starting 11. So to like pull everybody out, even like, and it's not just like, oh, some like players that are going to be coming off the bench. Eze's a possible starter for England. Gabriel's a definite starter for Brazil.
Saliba, definite starter for France.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these are like important players. So it's kind of like,
I mean, I'm going to the France-Brazil game. Now I don't get to see the guys. Like,
so I get it, because it's like, of course, like you want to keep your players safe. You want them to be healthy. You're trying to make a championship run. Yeah. But it's also like, it's kind of fraudulent, because that's part of the run. Yeah. You got to be, you like, if you want to be a champion, you want people to respect you, you gotta do it all.
I was breaking the concept down to like some of my non-footy fans, or some of my friends, and I was explaining how like it's like load management in the NBA, where it's like, is it wrong because you're taking this opportunity for these players to play, to like, you know, get bonuses in their contracts, just for fans to see it. But at the end of the day, if you know, when we look back at May and Arsenal, if they win the Premier League, we're not gonna be like, oh, you know.
I will.
I mean, sure, but
I'm gonna hold on to it.
Are you gonna? Is it because you're a Chelsea fan? Is it because
load management isn't bad, but load management is because that's more like just resting a player of your own team's games. Not letting them go to internationals is different.
That's what I'm. Okay,
fair. So
that's a different level.
Yeah.
No, I don't have the right. I disagree. I disagree fully.
Yeah.
But for when your team like Arsenal, who has like been at the finish line so many times and you still haven't, you know, crossed it yet, I can understand the paranoia. I don't agree with it, but shaky, you're probably, bro. It's like we know the type of coach Arteta is. He's very much like Pep disciple. Like, you know, I'm not gonna take any chances. I'm not gonna be superstitious.
But the flip side of that too is like, now your players aren't playing for a week or two.
Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks before they play back in the Premier League.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, on the flip side, now your players are getting cold.
Yeah.
Your best players who are used to playing week in and week out. What are they about to do at the crib? Play against the U21s?
Nah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you on it. But I mean, this Arsenal team has like the most depth I've seen in a while. Yeah, so maybe it's kind of like
ish. After watching that game on Sunday,
they don't even have a world-class left winger. So the depth to me is not
Like, that's really the only position.
Actually. Okay. Who on the team, besides maybe center backs, is like world class? I know people are debating now Declan Rice, whatever. I think Odegaard had his moments, and we thought he was going to get to that
Odegaard's
Ozil.
Not world class anymore.
Arsenal fans are telling me Saka's not world class. Jefferson sat here and said it himself, like, love Saka star.
He doesn't have it factor. He doesn't have an it factor.
We know the strikers aren't world class. David Raya, vamos a España, ya tú sabes. I don't think he's world class yet. I hope he gets there for the national team, but world class, he's not Courtois. I mean, and that's why their season is quite impressive, and they're using the tactics with the corners, and they're very much a team. Yeah. And so people say they're not the best team to win the Premier recently, which doesn't matter. Winning is winning. But world class.
Declan Rice is like borderline.
He's borderline. Yeah, he's borderline. But that's my point to the depth. I'm like,
But that's the thing. It's like when you
saw Madrid's bench against Atletico. We brought on Mbappe, Bellingham, Camavinga.
But it's a double-edged sword, because maybe you don't have like that same X factor star power, but you have like a team of people who like they do one thing really well. Like everyone has like a role. Like they may not be able to like completely like take a game over by themselves. But like when that Arsenal team like plays cohesively, everyone knows exactly what they're doing. Like they get their job done.
I'll say more too. If they add world class talent, then they got a real squad.
That left wing. So actually, if we can transition to it, did y'all see what's going on right now between Leao and Pulisic?
No.
So after this game,
didn't they just celebrate together, a joint celebration?
Go ahead. It was, but and I forgot a couple media outlets reporting how there's tension right now between Leao and Pulisic, because they're saying that. Leao was saying like, Pulisic is trying to play hero ball. Like he's not playing for the team. He's not passing the ball when he should. There was a moment.
He said that, or they're saying he said that?
They're saying they said that, but like the fact of the matter is like a lot more reports of like just internal tension around is Leao going to leave at the end of the season? What's Pulisic's future at the end of the season? And I think Leao's been linked to Arsenal, to Chelsea. He's been linked to a few different teams.
Don't go to Rafa. I swear to God. Bro.
Yeah, I don't want. That'd be nasty.
Come here, baby.
No, that's such a disgusting.
But my point is.
Leao at Chelsea,
you would enjoy it, bro.
Not right now. He would enjoy Arsenal much more.
Yeah.
If they let him be free off the left wing, he's cooking. Chelsea,
so, but like I say that
4 in a row.
I can't see him in Arsenal.
That's a step down.
I can't see him.
I say that to say though, who would you?
Yes,
that's crazy. They're not even in the champs.
Yeah, but they're like competing for the title right now.
Yeah, but like,
and they're gonna be in the champs. And there's, I don't know, bro. Milan's got better weather too.
But like I say that to say though, it's like, so there is players that have that kind of like profile that we think Arsenal needs, like, you know, like an X Factor type player. Who would you think like has to go to Arsenal to like make that?
Leao, fuck with him so much because of his vibe and everything that's off the pitch. On the pitch, the last 2 seasons have not been the same he was before that.
Yeah.
If he was at his Scudetto winning Serie A Player of the Year level, oh, for sure.
For sure.
I don't know, and he's getting a little bit older now, probably what, 26? Yeah. Entering what you would assume is the prime of his career. I don't know how high he's going to reach.
Low key,
if he can improve, that can change things for them. His current level right now, I don't think would do that much more for them.
Mm-hmm. For who?
Arsenal. His current level. Him at his best, oh, for sure. I just don't know when he's going to get back to
There's a couple of layout types already.
Because
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he was his 21, 22, I think that's when they last won it. Or 2021. He was
went to the Prem.
Unreal.
Low-key, if he went to the Prem, who else would he go to other than Chelsea?
Like, just said Arsenal.
Yeah, but I
don't know, United. I don't know what United wants for their front three.
Nah, I don't think.
Y'all are great. You shouldn't fuck with me. I'm just saying.
United don't need another winger. We need another winger. Arsenal.
You have a million wingers.
Yeah, but Leao is better than all of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's not saying much. Interesting. But I was going to ask, so for Arsenal, what of the remaining trophies do you think they'll win? Out of FA Cup, Prem,
they gotta
Champs.
win the Prem, bro.
I think they're going to win the Prem.
I think they only win the Prem.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is objectively, they're not winning Champions League. Winning the Prem is all they need to do. That's all. You don't got to get greedy, fam. Like, winning the Prem first time since 2004.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
All you have to do.
Yeah.
And that will mean, not the most because they've never won the Champs. That would be even crazier. But winning the Prem after all the second place, like, that'll be everything. For like, if y'all win the Prem, hats off. There's nothing else to say.
Yeah,
so I think they win the Prem. Deep FA Cup run. I think they probably...
I think we're underselling though. I agree with it.
The potential comeback?
No, I think we're underselling the feeling of disappointment that Arsenal fans will feel if they lose those 3 other competitions. They already lost Carabao Cup.
It's over.
If they then lose FA and Champs,
and Prem,
like it's gonna feel like shit.
Wait, you're saying if they win Prem only?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Winning the Prem will feel amazing, but I'm saying the journey along the way, like if they, I mean, FA is what, like
they're in the quarters right now.
Huh?
I think they're in the quarters right now.
If they get eliminated from that and the Champions League, it'll feel like shit. Because there's all this talk about the quadruple this whole entire time.
But that was stupid.
We're like, we're going to win all these things.
That was stupid.
No, it wasn't stupid because it was a possibility.
Yeah, but it's always a possibility until halfway through the season. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not saying at all that like, winning the Premier League won't feel amazing. Or isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just saying like if those losses along the way
it will.
Be a little
I'll say Champs.
It'll put a little bit of a damper on it.
I'll say Champs the most because they have quite the road to the final.
They have the easiest road to the final.
They're playing Lisbon next.
Yeah.
Winner is Atleti and Barca, who neither team is at their best right now.
Exactly.
Obviously, Barca could randomly score 6 on you, or they could concede 6.
Yeah.
It also depends on health because Barca's been a bit injured. Lamine by himself, huh?
They play Barca?
No, Barca plays Atleti.
So they will play Barca if they...
Barca or Atleti. And they're playing Lisbon right now. Who you shouldn't sleep on? Lisbon.
So right now in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, they're playing Southampton. City played Liverpool, so that's one big giant off the table.
I mean, Liverpool this season is...
Yeah, but like both teams like...
Is
City's
it a bracket? Is it bracket or do they draw again? I think they draw again, low-key.
I think they would draw again for semis.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Chelsea plays Port Vale. Yeah. So I mean, it's written in the stars for Arsenal to at least make a I think they'll be finalists in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But again, like they already lost Carabao Cup, so I think that already kind of puts a bad little mindset in your head.
Yeah.
So it just depends how they bounce back. And I mean, I don't know how I feel about this Arsenal team in finals and having like a good comeback mentality, but we'll see.
Yeah, fair. How do you feel about Man United right now, bro?
I feel good.
Third place? Comfortably third, low-key?
The last like 3 years, Bournemouth has always been a team we struggle against. And Bournemouth is like a fake good team in the Prem. Like they have a very good roster.
Bournemouth is your barometer for success.
No. But like you know how like you always have like that team in the league that you always struggle against? Bournemouth would always just give us work for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it was Bournemouth for Fulham, like one of those two.
Yeah.
So the fact that I think we scored first, we just conceded it in a really dumb way, but like it was like an avoidable mistake, but it wasn't a sign of like the rest of the team playing bad. Like I think we're just putting more consistent performances. We're playing till the end, like with the mentality that we can win, and we're making the moves. Like I still think we could have won that game. The fact that we drew is fine. Between United and Bournemouth.
Oh, you're saying
that's our last.
Yeah, facts.
Those penalty shouts too, no?
What's up?
Those penalty shouts too, no?
Yeah, at the end, it should it should have been, but at the end of the day, we can't. We're at a point right now where we can't like rely on this random last minute penalty shots. Like we have to win the game in full time.
Well, listen, we definitely aiming to finish top 4. The way I see our club right now, we end the league well.
Yeah,
we'll get some good transfers.
Back in the champs, get that money up too.
Bro, listen, there's some top 6 teams that's going to be relegated. There's some people kudos that need to find a new club. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Kudos to United would be jokes. I'm not gonna lie.
Where would he play though? Doesn't Ahmad play there on the right side?
I mean, he's also traditionally he plays more middle.
That's fair.
Which would be harder, obviously, because Bruno and Cunha.
Yeah.
But depth never hurt nobody.
That's a fact. If he's down for it.
Kudos to United. Jersey sales up.
Yeah, facts. Jersey sales up. That's a fact, bro. Hold on. There it is.
Hey.
Black Star.
Red. Who we wear? This is the United
Red.
kit.
Come on, bro. It's literally the United kit.
Know what I'm
Should go
saying?
platinum in Accra, bro. That's a fact.
Easy,
bro. Speaking of Spurs, though, do you think they're actually gonna get relegated?
Yeah.
Wait, it can't happen.
It gets worse every day.
No, they're actually 1 point off with like 9 games left, but it can't.
Bro, they just got 3-0 by Nottingham.
I know. At home.
Nottingham put belt to ass on them. They're
I've
done.
never seen no shit like
They have
this.
Sunderland.
Yo, AJ Tracy, my brother. You have other things to worry about.
It's a fact.
Then what cities in
they're
Spain?
1
my
point
family
off relegation, and they play Sunderland next.
Yeah, no.
Sunderland about to fuck them up.
Who is that? Brian Broadby?
Yeah.
Wilson
Ghanaian what?
Wilson
Will
Isidor,
X
bro.
train. That shit's scary. That shit's scary.
Trust me,
bro.
he's winning. He's winning every.
every
My son,
50-50.
nice, bro.
Yeah,
My
It's
son.
not a good time for time.
Bro, how'd you feel when Isidor announced that he was going to Haiti?
Yo.
Or he switched.
Celebration in the streets.
Incredible, bro. Like I was talking about that shit in the fall during the qualifiers.
you were.
Thanks.
I was talking about him, like all the fans since qualifiers were like, "Yo, come join us." And I honestly lost hope. Like not that I forgot about him, but I was like, all right, like whatever.
Right.
So when they announced him like right before our friendlies coming up in Toronto, it was lit, bro. I don't know. It definitely symbols like a new beginning for the team in a little bit of a way, because it's like we always talk about players from the diaspora like coming back home to play. So for a player like him who's been playing in France such a long time, for the international team at the U20 level, and then playing in the Premier League to be like, I'm gonna go represent Haiti. It's amazing, bro. And now we have 3 Premier League players in our squad.
It's him, Balogun.
Bellegarde from Wolves, and then I'm not remembering his last name. It's like starts with a D, but he's one of the defenders for West Ham.
Gotcha.
Brazil, Morocco, Scotland. Watch out, nigga.
Hey man, listen, success brings more success.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like we just headed in a good direction. Now we doing fit. We doing arrival.
I saw you post that
doing
first
fit.
ever
We doing-
Haiti arrival.
We doing fit arrivals for the friendlies
The Valencia.
and the Valencia and the CDGs.
What?
I'm like, yo, the boys feeling nice.
You gotta
bro.
have at least one do the Tonton outfit. Though.
Yo,
you gotta have one of
the
them.
boys feeling mad nice. They pulling up in the designer sweatsuits to
Crazy.
Toronto. Yo,
That's wild.
the vibes are high right now, bro. Like, it's just the team is improving in a lot of different ways, from the socials to the actual personnel. So it's literally a new wave for the team, and I hope it just attracts more talent.
Yeah. But I was thinking about this World Cup. I feel like it's a World Cup that's going to open the doors for a lot more people playing of their ancestral origin.
Yeah, it has to.
Because with the way it's changing with countries like Haiti or Cape Verde and Suriname, is people growing up in these European countries are now seeing an actual pathway to play for their heritage versus growing up, they never saw that.
Yep.
If you were Surinamese in the Netherlands, you saw the Surinamese boys from the Netherlands play on the Dutch team. Now you're seeing you might actually make the World Cup. Same could go for Cape Verde or Haiti and all these other nations. And this World Cup, I feel like we're seeing so much more of it with the way people have tapped in with the diaspora. Yeah. So I think it's that kid growing up in France now, for instance, of African heritage or Caribbean heritage, the option of playing for one of those countries versus France is now a legit option.
Yeah.
And you can have a successful career going through that path.
Yep.
I think before in the 90s, they just didn't even see that.
I mean, big up CAF. I will say one thing
Yeah.
that's very different in AFCON specifically is that there was a point in time there weren't allowed to be any people from the diaspora.
Didn't know that.
They used to keep it, which is another way to promote the sport back home.
Yeah.
If you just keep it that way. But they opened it up, obviously, with time. That brings in different audiences, gives that type of option. And even the Caribbean, shout out Tavon Gray.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
from New York.
That's a player that's from the Bronx for me, but he chose to play for Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I think the World Cup's going to be great for that. And also, a lot of the countries that haven't been there in a while. Like you said, Haiti, Cape Verde.
First time.
What are some of the other ones?
First time.
That's going to be interesting.
You know what I mean? Suriname, they make it be first time.
First time since 74.
Congo.
Iraq hasn't been there in a long time. Yeah. If they make it, they're right there. Like,
and that's why for all the people who are like, oh, dilutes the product if you make the World Cup expanded. It's
better.
Yeah, it's better because then you get stories like this. Like, it's a beautiful thing when more players can represent their nations at birth.
It also doesn't change who's going to win it. If you're the best team, you're the best team. Exactly. Adding 12 more teams can't stop you, or 16 more teams can't stop you.
Right.
It's a fact. Speaking of teams that can't be stopped, we have an amazing friendly coming up. France versus Brazil. I'll be there. Musi will actually be there as well. And I have a question for y'all.
Pull up to the ground. Brazil Knights with Talento.
Come on. Who has the better attack between France and Brazil?
You know the answer.
I don't know if I know the answer.
I think
I'm talking about right now, not historically. Historically, I mean, we know what's going to happen.
For me, it's probably France.
Right now, France?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about the home team sheet, or you're talking about the starting 11? That's always the question, bro.
Both. Best front three and then depth. I feel like depth gotta go with France.
Starting lineup 2 is France.
So
let's
if we could agree, we could do Mbappe, Dembele, Olise. This is probably the most likely front three based on current form, last few years, status, blah, blah, blah. Brazil is probably Vini, Rafinha, Endrick.
Well, we want to say like as
João Pedro, question mark.
You know what I mean? Brazil, that already is not as good as France.
Of course.
You got 2, like 2 and 2. The third one, they don't have.
Realistically, also the complaint is that they don't play for Brazil the same way they play for the European team. Like that's a narrative.
It is. It's a narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that says it right there. Because who's the best front three in Brazil? It's not 3 that can match that.
Rodrigo would have made it interesting if he was healthy.
Yeah, healthy and in his best form too.
Hurt does a lot.
I think it's really sad to see that Esteval is injured and he's not going to be getting into this lineup.
He's back though.
But I think he's like not back.
He's not going to be here.
Okay.
He's not going to be here for the friendlies. But
he's going to be at that World Cup.
Back, but I would have really liked to see him
warming up. Yeah,
because he's so good.
No, he's incredible.
I think if he continues on the trajectory that he's on right now, like he'll
be special.
That right wing spot is hell.
Yeah, he's incredible. But just thinking about it, I'd have to say France. Then you go to the bench, Doué, Barcola, Ekitike. I'm not even putting Cherki in it because I think Cherki is going to be like floating behind the front three. Different talent. They got to make it work, but talent-wise.
Elise is getting Ballon d'Or shouts.
Oh, he has to.
Nah, he's been going insane.
This guy.
Him and
every week is just
bro. I mean, Ballon d'Or favorites right now is a really interesting discussion because a lot of it's going to be based on the World Cup.
Right.
But he's up there. No, him and Kane are both up there, especially if they're probably UCL favorites.
Of course.
I know they're running into my boy, so we might just have that.
And it's weird because for a while I feel like the idea of like who from France would win that Ballon d'Or, you would think Mbappe. Like Mbappe was always, but
he got hurt.
He got exactly.
If he can get back to full fitness and go crazy again,
and he's going crazy right now. But I think it's funny how like when we looked at where we were at the start of the season, where I'm like, all right, clear front runner for me right now for Ballon d'Or is Mbappe. Yeah, still is. But Olise has kind of come in.
Yeah, the fact that Olise is an option is crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that just speaks to it. Yeah. You have one Ballon d'Or winner, 2 Ballon d'Or. Strong front runners.
The Ballon d'Or conversation gonna come down to big moments in the champs, obviously,
and then World Cup,
and then it's gonna come down to that counter attack in the semifinal if you pass the ball or not.
Yeah, it is.
Nah, for real, Olise and Mbappe. If you pass the ball, you might not.
Olise will pass it though. Olise is a passer. He's like a goal assist even.
He might think.
Shock sure.
He might think about it.
Passing it though. Mbappe,
of course.
The thing is, Dembele pressed, Mbappe didn't, and now we see how that turned out.
I'm saying.
That was a dumb conversation.
It'll be interesting to see Mbappe also or just balance. How do I put this? The World Cup is Mbappe's. Like the last 2 World Cups, he's done crazy things. It'll be very interesting to see him not being a Ballon d'Or. With a World Cup. Like that's his bag, right?
It is his bag. This dude's different. Honestly, too, he's had such a crazy season. He's been out for like a month, and the stats are still like unreal in terms of the total goal numbers. Yeah,
he's fine.
Very
the thing is,
we'll see though. It's Madrid on the team too.
Obviously he wins World Cup is great. I feel like Mbappe needs that Champions League. Like it's gonna happen. But I feel like
he needs A1. I don't think he needs this one due to his injury, coaching change, Madrid's injuries in general. I think objectively you can look at this Madrid team as like this is not a clear UCL winning Madrid side currently due to all the influx. By next season, it's more like, all right,
if they win,
like,
if they
beat
win
Bayern?
in spite of all of that.
Oh yeah, but that's what Madrid be doing.
Honestly, that might be a situation where I feel like if Mbappe is a very integral part of that, Madrid team and like spearheads them going to a Champions League.
He already has like
winning,
13
champs goals.
That would look faking knee injuries, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, let's
fake it.
Yeah, we should also talk about
He's just got to rest. Load management, bro. Load management. Hey, don't worry about it.
They said they did an MRI on the wrong knee.
But that's Spain right there.
How you got an MRI on the wrong knee and still this?
It's a Florentino.
You want to hear a story about
did the
Spanish
MRI
workers?
himself, man.
There's a famous story in Spain. All right, they had a retirement party for a guy.
Damn, this is like from your pops. Like what's
my dad? Yeah. I don't know if this is an urban legend.
This is legend.
I have to Google it. He's 60, 65-year-old guy retiring. Everybody shows up to his retirement party.
I'm listening.
And everybody's looking around. It's like, yo, where's the guy who retired? And then he hadn't been in work for 30 years and he was just taking paychecks, bro. That's how Spain is.
Yo,
wait, don't worry about it, man. Like, it's different, bro. Like, that's Spain. You want to go to the bank past 4:15? Are you crazy?
Sign me up.
Bureaucracy?
Sign me up.
Bro, I was telling him on the trip, I think. Football, vino, art, architecture, textiles, beaches.
Which job did he have?
Some office job. What were they doing in the office?
Sign me up.
Right? Point being, yeah, man, it'd be like that.
Yeah.
That's why, people have to leave sometimes. Quick UEFA World Cup playoff predictions. I'm just going to read these off. Y'all let me know who you think's going to win. All right. In playoff A, we have Sebastian's country. He's not here to represent them. But we have Italy versus Northern Ireland. We then have Wales versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. And winners play each other. And whoever advances goes on to Group B with Canada.
The first one is Italy versus Northern Ireland.
Yes. The biggest question in general is, will Italy make the World Cup?
They should, but the mounting pressure is crazy. I saw today Chiesa got kicked out of camp.
Doing what?
He got kicked out, or I thought he was injured.
Nah, they said they sent him home. And apparently it was like, he was having issues with, like he was having personality issues or clashes with people at camp.
That's OD.
So
did you see the comments on the Northern Ireland page?
Yeah. Everybody's
like, saying congratulations. Yo, Italians, come on, bro.
Superstitious, bro.
Oh yeah, I know they lost to North Macedonia, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying on Northern Ireland's page right now, there's a bunch of
I know what
comments
you
in
said.
Italian. And, like, it's a joke, bro. Yeah, Northern Macedonia twice. Mad. They don't like the North, huh?
Yeah, my question was just like, who do y'all trust on the Italy team to bring them through? Because if you don't trust nobody,
I mean, they have talented players, bro.
I actually don't even know who was that from Moise Keane.
Like Tonali, Fratesi.
Tonali is at Newcastle.
Tonali
is at, I'm not worried about him.
Fratesi, Barella.
I'm sure
he was injured. But yeah,
Barella, Di Marco, Bastoni, all the guys on Inter.
Marco's the only guy I like. And Moise.
What about Donnarumma?
But Barella's a baller too.
Donnarumma, true.
Donnaruma's good. No, they have the players.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But they're in a fucking playoff. And you know who's not?
Gattuso
Haiti.
still the Haiti.
everybody here, boy.
Yeah, don't let Gattuso hear that. Oh no! If I was me, I would remove 18 from the fucking. Yeah, that's a fact. That's what he pretty much said, bro.
Gattuso's going to spite that team into the World Cup, bro.
Hey, man.
He can't see it.
All right, so we're going with Italy.
Yeah.
Playoff A. All right, playoff B.
I don't have faith in Italy. I want
so you got
that clear.
Northern Ireland, Wales. Wales got a decent squad too.
So Wales plays Bosnia.
Wales plays Bosnia. Winner plays Italy versus Northern Ireland.
Oh no, Wales is beating
He's
them,
Gareth
bro.
Bale's play.
Oh my god.
Nah.
They got Ampadu, who used to be on Chelsea. You feel me? Because what happens in the Prem, there's random players that you don't know are Welsh. That's what it is.
UK, man. Great Britain, sorry.
Bro, Brendan Johnson. Brendan Johnson's gonna have a
Brendan Johnson, another one.
have a brace, and he's gonna.
All right, playoff B. Ukraine versus Sweden. Sweden has a crazy squad, by the way. So the fact they're in the playoff is very odd.
Let's have Graham Potter leading that team.
That is hilarious. And then Poland versus Albania. Poland has Lewandowski. Winners face off and go through to Netherlands Group F.
I feel like I remember watching Albania beat Italy
Probably.
at Soccer Roof. Remember when we were there for that game?
Something like that.
The event with Chair.
Yeah.
Like it was during the Euros, I think.
Ooh, okay.
They scored. I don't remember if they won, but they scored first or something like that. Yeah, I remember because Paulie's Albanian.
I'll take Albania.
I feel like
I'm gonna go with Sweden.
Sweden has had too much go in their favor not to win it. Like,
yeah, I think Sweden's got it.
All the random bullshit that they've been able to use to qualify.
Isak, Gyökeres, Bergvall. Come on,
Isak is not even playing, bro. I haven't seen Isak.
I know, but the talent level here, I'm going with Sweden.
He damn near broke his leg.
And I'll say Sweden, Poland is my final.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Next up,
did you remember when he played Spurs? He scored and then tore his It was bad.
All right, y'all ready? Playoff C.
It hurts to see.
Bro, don't worry about that.
He tore, something. It was bad.
He tore his leg. Is crazy.
He got stretchered out. That's all.
Okay. Listen.
It was bad.
Playoff C. Turkey versus Romania. Slovakia versus Kosovo. I'm going with Turkey. And winner joins Group D, USA's group.
Are the good?
It's a fact.
Turkey.
And then playoff D, the last position for UEFA.
Playoffs.
Yeah, they're gonna get 16 teams out of like 48, I think.
It's mad playoffs.
Something like that. Denmark versus North Macedonia. Czechia versus Ireland.
I'm taking Ireland, bro. What's that dude's name?
Troy Parrott.
Yeah.
They feel like a destiny.
He was leading them, right?
Yeah, he scored the hat trick with the last.
Troy Parrott.
Also, yeah, the Irish fans in Mexico, Group A with Mexico, it's gonna be lit. I need to see that content.
I need that.
I'm going with
It's
Ireland.
supposed to be an Irish accent.
That's chill. That's Mexico, Korea, South Africa, and Ireland.
Yeah,
that's
a lit
that
group.
low key is the best group.
It's a fun group. It's a very even group. That'd be a lot of fun. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah,
Should we get into BN? Welcome to another episode of Five Aside on BN Sports, and we have a very exciting week because we are entering the FIFA Intercontinental playoffs for the World Cup. Some amazing matchups going on. And first up, we have Bolivia versus Suriname, with the winner going on to play Iraq. What are y'all predictions for this game?
It's tough.
No altitude for Bolivia this time.
Give me Bolivia.
Yeah?
That team.
I think so too. Suriname would be a big upset, to be honest.
Of course,
For sure.
Bolivia have a certain type of grit that they play with. You know, they've obviously put a lot of, pressure on the teams they played so far.
Yeah, and the fact that they're playing CONMEBOL, you're going against. Again?
I was just coughing.
Okay. Now, the fact that they're playing CONMEBOL and you're going against Brazil and Argentina, Colombia, like they've had a bit of those heavyweight tests. I think that's going to fare for them well, and they're going to be able to beat Suriname. Yeah. But will they beat Iraq?
No. Iraq has it.
That is really tough. That one is the one I'm very 50-50.
I just don't believe in Bolivia outside of Bolivia.
Yeah?
That home field advantage has carried them a long way. Like a lot of those points they picked up
was
at home. And so
you think Suriname? Or you think Iraq?
I think Bolivia will get past Suriname.
Okay.
Even though Suriname I feel like probably has some of those ballers too that we may not be sleeping on.
Yeah.
But I don't think Bolivia gets past Iraq.
Yeah, I think we'll go with Iraq as well.
And Iraq was very close to qualifying on
super close
by their own, in the regular qualification process. So yeah,
playing for a lot of stuff back home as well. And then we get into the heavyweight side of the bracket. I would say in terms of we've got some African representation. Congo will be playing the winner of Jamaica versus New Caledonia. Jamaica, you have to win. There's no excuses. First off, you should have already been in the World Cup out of CONCACAF. No excuses for the fact that you're in the playoff.
I need to find this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No excuse that you're in the playoff. But then we have Jamaica, Congo, unless any of y'all think New Caledonia.
Now listen, at the end of the day,
you think New Caledonia? Jamaica can't fumble like that.
I'm not going to hold you. Jamaican national team, you've hurt a lot of my friends' feelings. Y'all have to figure this out.
You have to,
man.
bro.
I believe in you. I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? I was wearing the Jamaican kit last time I was on the show.
You have it behind you right now, Josh.
You know what I'm saying? Right here. Big up J.A.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? But they got to figure it out. And then Congo's waiting for you. So good luck.
I want to find the actual group that they're in because it's important. No. I think I just don't have any faith in this Jamaica team, bro. They played up against Curacao, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Bermuda. And although they were only 1 point from missing qualification, that's a group they should have easily got past for the amount of time.
You have to win that group, bro. You have to.
People are like, oh, New Caledonia, who is that? Not to, insult the teams on this list, but it's if they can't get past some of the teams they have to play against to qualify, I can't the
pressure's on too. New Caledonia is there for
That's what I'm
obviously
saying,
they want to make it, but they're playing with house
game
money, as they say.
Hella nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Now, Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all got the new kits. I have faith in y'all. It's just the restructuring that had to happen. You've hurt too many of my friends' hearts, bro. You even hurt my heart as well. Don't do that.
Well, Josh, I have a question for you.
Don't do that.
If they win, they play Congo.
Yeah.
Whose hearts will be hurt after that?
Listen, I don't know whose heart's going to be hurt, but Fimbu will break something.
I'm glad that game is going to be nuts.
Yeah, I have to go.
Congo, Jamaica? You said you have to go? You flying to Mexico?
It's gonna be
Congo and Jamaica for the World Cup?
It's going to be a quick flight from Mexico to Jamaica.
Oh, you saying it's over?
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I can't. Congo, nah. They got it.
Yeah.
They made semifinals of the AFCON.
if Congo qualifies, first time in a World Cup since 1974.
Yeah.
And we saw them at AFCON. This team did not play.
And I'd say
nice team.
CAF is harder to get out of, I would say, than CONCACAF too.
Definitely. They almost beat Algeria in that game.
And they just beat Nigeria.
It was a quarterfinal?
Yeah. Wait, didn't they just beat Cameroon and Nigeria to even be in this playoff?
There you go.
I'm going with Congo. I'm going with Congo, bro. They made semifinals at AFCON before the previous one we were just at. I think I'm going with Congo.
Who's in number 10 again?
With the locks?
Yeah.
The short one?
Oh, the light skin left footed boy.
Yeah.
And then number 7 in Buku, who look just like Josh.
They got me on the. They got me on the subs.
They got Josh on the subs.
They got my pro clubs player.
Number 7, like a shifty.
Pro clubs
Mbuku,
player.
bro. Bakambu is having a great season
gonna
with
put-
Betis once again.
they gonna
Aaron
put-
Wan-Bissaka. They have such a good squad.
They're gonna put Wan-Bissaka on Bailey.
Yeah. that's a
Teo
matchup.
Baganda is his name.
Yeah. He's a
If you
baller.
wanna-
He's nasty.
Where's
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka playing right now? He's
West Ham.
so West Ham versus Aston Villa is Congo
Yeah.
versus Jamaica right
It's
there.
true. It's true. Well, keeping it international, but bringing it to the States, we got to talk about Folarin Balogun, who is absolutely thriving in Ligue 1. He just scored another goal, this time another winner away from home for Monaco. And this was against Lyon, which now brings them within 1 point of 4th place in Ligue 1.
Fire.
How good do we think he's been this season, and how good can he be for the U.S. men's national team? And if he is that starting 9, like how far can he take us?
He's someone that's stepped up as the season has gone through, which is something that you need. You know what I mean? You can start well, but as at least in my family, they'll say you have to end well. Hopefully, you can continue to score and stay healthy for the World Cup.
Yeah.
I definitely think a lot of people probably just slept on him a little bit. He was flying under the radar, and like you said, just getting big goals in really big games in the regular season as we get into the final stretch. Literally, that's all you can ask for your number 9 to do it. And a lot of teams out there, your number 9 is not delivering. So
yeah, that's a fact.
You can have no words for Balogun, but I think he'll be huge for USMNT this summer.
Yeah. Moose?
Yeah, his form is amazing. I think this is the best time to find your form right before World Cup.
For sure.
This is that point in the season right before World Cup where players really start like turning it up a notch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think Balogun finding his form right now, competing for a Champions League spot next season for Monaco.
Yep.
Everything's going the right way for him. He just has to keep it up. But
Yeah.
this is exactly what they need, and I think the U.S. men's national team will benefit a lot these friendlies and during the tournament with him at number 9.
And he's scoring meaningful goals, like I said, against PSG, against Lyon. He now has 9 Ligue 1 goals. He scored 5 in the Champs as well. This is what you want from the U.S. starting 9. And I can't really think of a World Cup where our starting 9 is just in Europe putting up stats like this.
Yeah.
And then to also have Ricardo Pepi doing what he's doing. Then you got the likes of a Haji Wright, looking like he's going to get promoted. Ajaming as well with Derby County. Like, we have a wealth of options, which I think is also pushing these guys. Making that squad is not even a guarantee, let alone being the starter. So I think Balogun is operating like that.
And it's good to know, like, Pochettino, he doesn't have a set number 9 yet. He's rotated him a lot. So there's a lot of competition in the spot. We have to see who'll take it.
For sure. Bringing it back to Africa, though, we do have to talk about AFCON in the final and the continuation of the fallout as there's constantly more news going on about it. We now hear that Senegal is going to be taking this to the Court of the Arbitration of Sport to further appeal to the decision and see if they can have any change to the ruling. There's then rumors about Hakimi's reaction to it. Does he even support it as Moroccan? So on X, he tweeted, "Energy speaks, I don't." People are questioning what this means. Is that a way of him, which is very cryptic, so you can't say he supports it or doesn't support it, but it's just a lot swirling, and it seems like the fallout is definitely still continuing in Africa.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised Senegal's appealing.
Yeah.
I think I even saw like they were calling on Sadio Mane to give the like player of the tournament award to Brahim. Like people are like, oh, he has to like personally deliver it.
It's crazy.
Which is obviously like banter, but like I think we talked a lot about the fallout of the final, like the title being shifted, but also like thinking about like player awards and just individual accolades too.
It's a bit much.
It's kind of crazy to think about, but I think Senegal, they might fare well at that Court of Arbitration.
Yeah,
I think they could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read off the official statement. So Moussa Mbaye, a member of the Senegalese Federation Executive Committee, added, "This is a procedure we are going to carry out. People hear a lot of fake news, but they should have the patience to wait for official communications from the FSF.
Yeah.
We will not act emotionally, but in a very cold and strategic way to defend, at best, Senegal's interests." So in the blink of an eye, the lawyer handling the case had previously represented Morocco at CAS when CAF sanctioned the Atlas Lions, excluding them from 2 AFCON editions after they refused to host the 2015 tournament. So yeah, this is going to the Court of Arbitration for Sport.
Yeah.
It's interesting just to see all these governing bodies, because you think, okay, CAF, the African Federation, has to end there. But then it goes to arbitration of sport, and it's like, well, you can get the UN next. Like, it's just crazy. But how's this going to affect the World Cup for these guys?
Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, you reap what you sow, later than you sow, more than you sow. You know what I'm saying? And so the refereeing decision, not being able to control that game, has bled into this. The World Cup adds, you know, we talked about the birth of a new rivalry.
Yep, that's for sure.
You know, even if you feel like you don't have something to prove, there's even more to prove now if, let's say, they lose the appealing and somehow, you know what I mean? There's something even about the Senegal jerseys that were at the, you know, event last week. How they had the star and now there's going to be a star.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it just sets up for a very fiery, I guess, intercontinental relation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully it's the type of thing that the World Cup actually could present a moment for them to represent Africa together well.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to both be playing games in New York. Both.
We will be there.
You know, and it's New York is a place where there's a lot of Moroccans, there's a lot of Senegalese folks.
Yeah,
so
Harlem
it's
and
going to
Queens,
be very
bro.
interesting. Yeah, Harlem versus Queens. It's going to be very interesting to see how those two interact. But you know, talk is talk. At the end of the day, the only way they can prove it right now is on the pitch.
Yeah,
and they have the best opportunity to do it on the world stage. They're both playing, you know, top level opponents in France,
early on,
Brazil,
yep.
Norway, Scotland. So at the end of the day, the best thing that they could do is play well and let the fans and the media kind of let the narrative go as it will, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. All they're thinking about is the star. The star matters, but what really matters is bringing that World Cup home. So
for sure,
it's true. Yeah, the game. Even the reason why the game or the environment ended that way is because they're very close.
Yeah,
to be honest, it was 0-0.
Besties. Yeah,
they're close, you know, obviously relation-wise, but even just
the game, of course,
football-wise, it wasn't like 5-0, then a penalty call. Nobody cared about that.
Yeah, of course, for sure. Keeping it within Africa, we have an absolute legend in Mohamed Salah, who will be officially leaving Liverpool at the end of this season. He went on to win 2 Premier Leagues with them, Champions League, all types of goal and assist records. What are y'all thoughts on his legacy as a Liverpool player and African legend in general?
Yo, low-key, he might be a bigger legend than Steven Gerrard.
It's not crazy to say. That's not crazy.
No, I'm just doing this because, you know, the Scousers, when they get this cut, boy, like, you know.
And this is a genuine...
They might agree. There's some that would agree.
I mean, the trophy cabinet.
I'm about to say, like, I feel like he has to have won more.
He won more more Prems, because Gerrard never won a Prem. You know, the slip and all that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, he did more for the club. Like, he did more for the club, and he probably did more individually as well with the assist and goal records. That
he broke some
won.
Yeah. In terms of peak seasons,
so it's like
Ballon d'Or shouts. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if, one, Liverpool fans start disrespecting Salah like they did with Trent.
Yeah.
And 2, if people will actually talk about him the way that they used to talk about Stevie.
Yeah.
Or it's still talk about Stevie to this day.
Yep.
Yeah, it's different.
They're obsessed with loyalty, by the way, Liverpool fans. Like, the culture of that club is loyalty, which is why they have the Gerrard and Carragher vibe versus a Trent who's a Liverpool boy who then left. They're all about those, like, boyhood guys. So, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it's also because those two are British.
Yeah.
You can't deny that type of relation, especially, think about it, Liverpool fans, people from Liverpool also be fans of the national team.
Yeah.
So when your best player at a certain time is also one of the best players on the national team. So I think Mohamed's legacy will still be there.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be compared.
Yeah. It's different.
It's different. They're different types of players, even different positions. This position that Mohamed is, he could contribute more even to the goal.
Statistically, yeah.
But they better uphold this Mo
what I'm saying,
for what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even just being where he's from. We haven't seen an Egyptian do that
off the
in Liverpool.
Off the pitch, like, just to talk about his impact, he single-handedly, there's case studies showing that he's decreased incidents of Islamophobia in England.
Yep.
And the fact now where we're looking at Premier League soccer and they're taking breaks for Ramadan, you know, to let players break their fast. They're making rooms for fans, you know, to pray during matches.
Yep.
So I think it's hard not to say that, you know, Salah's impact and his presence as a star in the league hasn't, you know, contributed to those things. So it's completely different legacy, but in the scope of African football, like, Salah has paved the way for African footballers to thrive in their Premier League, and it's been normalized. And this next generation now, led by players like Marmoush, even just across the Premier League, African players, you know, thriving there. Salah really kind of normalized and opened up those conversations. So like, Africa is a place where you can source talent. You don't have to get talent only in Europe. The idea of European tax doesn't only exist on players. You know, you can bring in top level talent. So I think we won't be able to understand his impact until later, like 20, 30 years after, when we're seeing this next generation of Egyptian ballers playing out in Liverpool and other big clubs.
It's true.
It's true.
That's facts. An undisputed African legend. But that's all from us today on Five Aside. We'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.
All right.
We're back. We got our boy Chris Korte here from UPSL. Let's clap it up for our guest.
That's right.
Third time returning. Might be our most returning guest, low-key. Easily. Third time's the charm.
The most we've had was 2 times.
Yeah, facts.
This is bondage at this point.
It is, bro.
Family.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling like I've been seeing y'all two a lot recently.
Yes, sir. Fresh from Orange County.
Collaborating, staying busy. UPSL's growing every year. Can't complain, man.
Yeah.
Living that good life out in New York City right now.
That's a fact. National finals we just came back from in Orange County. First off, the weather was
spectacular.
Chef's kiss. I think it was probably 77, sunny and dry when it was a snowstorm back here. So that was an amazing experience. But then actually being able to experience the UPSL National Finals, I have to say the quality was amazing and the passion, Josh.
Of course.
The vim was serious.
Oh, listen, there was a lot. There was a lot to play for, honestly, with a lot of teams who've been fighting the whole season for that. We had some teams that came from the snowy weather.
That's a fact.
They had to show out in the sun.
Come on, New York Renegades are the national champions of the UPSL. What a phenomenal performance for them. Big up Long Island.
Big up Long Island.
Big up Junior.
Big up Long Island.
Big up Long Island.
Yeah, it's
Big
fact.
up Long Island.
They play out there specifically. Shout out them. Shout out, of course, the coach Boris. What a beautiful story, especially with all of it being dedicated to his father who passed away recently and is actually the sponsor on the jersey. Did an interview with him after the match, and it was just very incredible to see. And I know he'd been trying for so many years and then finally got his national trophy. So big shout out to Boris and the team.
Yeah, I mean, that's great to see, especially seeing y'all interact with the New York boys.
Yes,
I love
had to.
seeing that. That was a great connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boris has been doing this, I would say, 6, 7, 8 seasons, many years, pushing away, plugging away, finding new pieces, recruiting new guys from New York. He always has a consistent theme about making his teams represent New York. Everybody from the team got to be in the NYC area, got to represent some part of New York. So, this really means a lot to Boris, not only on a personal level, but a community level.
Yep.
This is also his business. So it's like, it's so many great things that are happening for him. And you mentioned it briefly. That tragedy was with his father. To see it play out like that, man, honestly, it's kind of like a Cinderella story.
It really
and,
is.
He got everything he deserved with that win. That was an incredible game.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that y'all got to experience it firsthand.
Yes, man, it was great.
One of my favorite parts about the UPSL National Finals is seeing 4 different teams with 4 different styles, and you guys got to experience, teams from Provo, Utah, but they're full of Brazilians and Mexicans. And you saw the New York boys, and they're a bunch of Colombians, and they got different Latino boys over there. So really seeing those styles come together and seeing that played out, I think it's really, truly one of the toughest competitions in America, especially in the soccer level, maybe all sports. You're talking about just vast number of teams, different regions, different traveling, making it all work. Most of these teams don't start the season, end the season with the same players.
Yeah.
So seeing that all come together, it's really a beautiful story that we do twice a year, the UPSL National Finals.
And if you want to low-key break it down and introduce what UPSL is for someone who maybe didn't see our previous episodes with you and kind of their understanding of where it is in the U.S. soccer pyramid too.
Yeah, so I talk about it all the time. The UPSL represents a really important part of the American soccer system. That's Division 4. That's our one and only semi-pro league. It's right under our professional league. So I'm really proud to say that the UPSL really is like a springboard to a lot of people's professional careers. We have a lot of shining examples about that. We're going to talk about our pro players that have gone and done some big things. Alex Freeman, Orlando City, now playing for Villarreal. Yan Diamante, AS Frenzy, now playing for RB Leipzig, probably one of the best players in the league at this point. So, the work is starting to speak for itself. And the more that the teams get results on the field is the more that it makes our jobs easier just to shine a light on these amazing American soccer stories. And we're going to talk about another amazing American soccer story, which is the US Open Cup, which is another important tournament. And that's something we support a lot. And that means a lot to us. And, I'm happy to say that once a year, our spring national champion gets direct qualification to the U.S. Open Cup. So to see kind of those two organizations work more and more together, to see the UPSL and U.S. Open Cup work more and more together. I mean, you guys were covering the UPSL National Finals. Yeah. To see U.S. Soccer collaborate with some of our media was amazing to see.
Yeah.
So like I said, man, the work is speaking for itself, so can't complain.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, the U.S. Open Cup is pretty much the American version of the FA Cup, the Copa del Rey, the Coupe de France, where the entire U.S. soccer pyramid is in one cup competition. And really, there's nothing like it. I mean, you have teams that are represented it by literal burrito companies and around Mexican the San Fran, the San Francisco area. Mission Taqueria, I think is the name of it out there. Like, it's just an unbelievable collection of teams, and now UPSL being involved with it too is really, really special as well.
Yeah, I'd love to go around and kind of say what the U.S. Open Cup kind of means to each of us, but for me personally, to see some of the success stories come out, like to see Kalanji pro profile lose 2-1 to Chattanooga, and the 14-year-old scores off of the PK rebound. And to see that record be broken by, of course, a UPSL player. What other league is going to put a 14-year-old on the pitch?
Unbelievable.
And going to give him that opportunity, and to see all that proven right by seeing him score a goal.
Yeah.
So for sure, check that out. But I'm definitely proud to announce that we have 4 teams now advancing to the second round of the U.S. Open Cup proper. FC America Spurs, Tennessee Temple, Virginia Dream, and Valley 559, and all of those teams. Yeah, let's clap it up for those guys.
Did you say Virginia Dream?
Virginia Dream.
Oh, I heard Virginia Dream.
Yeah, so
quick little outfit change mid-pod. Shout out Virginia Dream. You know what I'm saying? Shout out our boy Lucas Mitch. You feel me? I had to rep, bro. I also have to say they have the best kits out of everyone, period.
I love that.
Home, away, training, all that. Number one.
Bless your heart.
Number one. Shout out Lucas, man. Shout out the whole team out there.
And you know what? It's just a perfect example of a bunch of.
You wasn't ready for it, was you? You ain't know.
I thought he was gonna reveal the New Jersey.
I thought you saw the chat with him earlier. I told you.
I was gonna drop the new.
Hey man, you imagine that was the kit launch?
Yo, I was thinking about what.
Yo, Virginia Sinistro, bro. Like,
I have to know he was going with. Yo,
I had to, bro. This is my people. I have like 5 of these. They're mad comfortable.
It's a fact. The brown one's nice. The black one's nice too.
Yeah, all that
makes sense. We always talk about you repping them, and they have fly stuff. I mean, that's a creative group that put on a competitive soccer field on the team.
Yeah,
and got a result against a professional team.
Come on, bro.
KG, anything is possible.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
And to see that, and that's not a fluke. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
To see some of these semi-pro teams playing 2-1. 1-0, like these are tough games.
It is.
And we're gonna play the goals like as we're talking about it, but to see the reaction on some of these guys' faces, like, man, they're on the couch playing FIFA and then they're scoring a goal against a pro team, like.
But listen, that's how you change your life. Exactly. Look at Jamie Vardy. He went from non-league football to winning the Premier League as arguably the best player for Leicester City. So in the U.S. soccer system, being the U.S. Open Cup, playing non-league football or semi-professional could get you to the pinnacle of the sport. Like, that's what makes competitions like that so, exceptional, I would say.
Special. One thing you mentioned was us going around and talking about what the U.S. Cup means. But at the end of the day, that type of, I guess, accessibility, or even just putting together the whole pyramid in that one space, for me, just giving passion a platform. You know what I mean? It's giving visibility to the fact that football is for everybody. And at the end of the day, that passion means that, listen, there is actually no difference between us when it comes to competition.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think, like, it's something that we lack in a lot of the other sports here in the U.S.
Completely lack.
You think about the NFL, you think about the MLB, you think about the NBA. Like, the players are able to kind of sit on this pedestal, rightfully so, where they're like, we made it to the Premier Division. We're good. Like, we kind of, all we have to worry about is our immediate competition. You know what I'm saying? But U.S. Open Cup kind of like knocks all those barriers and egos down, where it's like, okay, like, it doesn't matter like where you play. Like, now you have to
settle it on the pitch, literally.
Now you have to go up against this team that represents a taco truck, and actually perform against them, because they actually might get a result against you.
And you see these guys, pro teams, freaking out when UPSL teams go up 1-0 on them. They're like,
yeah, they start shaking for sure.
Soccer is it's a huge mental game, and so when you get shaken up by a semi-pro team scoring a goal on you in the first half, you're like,
good luck.
My whole credibility is on the line right now, and that's why we love these games.
Yeah, and even some of the like unique rivalries that pop up. Like, I think I saw Oakland Roots go up against San Jose Earthquakes.
Oh yeah,
last time around. And so it's like, it's also opportunities for like local rivalries, local face matchups that you might not always see otherwise.
It's true.
Not every town has a pro soccer team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like Tennessee Temple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, these UPSL teams, Tennessee Temple defeats Chattanooga Red Wolves. That's a USL League One team. Dominic Ordura, former Manchester City Academy under Pep Guardiola, starting right back. So a lot of these teams, you'll see these UPSL teams have more flexibility than the professional teams. So I can go pick up a guy that used to play for Manchester City and doesn't kind of know where he's going the next 3 to 6 months. Come on, play UPSL. You play in the US Open Cup. Because every UPSL team that competes with us and plays, I believe the minimum games are 5 games a year, and you get to qualify for the US Open Cup and pay your fee, and you get to you get to play. So to see Tennessee Temple put together high-level teams like that, take down Chattanooga Red Wolves, USL League One, like I said, Virginia Dream defeating Carolina Core, MLS next pro team, Carolina Core, like that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So and you know, we know Lucas and the guys running it over there. Jared's involved as well.
Big up Jared too.
From the DMV creative group, but recruiting guys like Bill Hamid, U.S. men's national team.
That's brazy. It's actually brazy.
You know, and I was talking to other teams playing in the UPSL during that time, and they're like, "Man, we can't score on this guy." It's like, you know what I mean? They got Bill Hamid and
DC United legend.
Played for DC United 4 years ago. But like I talk about, the UPSL gives you that flexibility. Two more games here. Valley 559 defeated AV Alta USL League One. Quincy Amarwiqua, former DC United striker, MLS Cup winner with I believe it was Portland Timbers.
Fire.
Sorry, Colorado Rapids MLS Cup winner. He scores a diving header to defeat AV Alta.
Come on,
Silver Cup 2-1.
Come on,
that's 3 W's for UPSL team. And number 4, obviously FC America Spurs go through on a automatic disqualification because one of the teams folded.
Damn.
So, and that's another thing is you've seen all these USL teams fold, and you've seen the lack of support they're getting.
Yeah.
You know, the way that we're growing the game is we're following the football culture. We're following where the diaspora is taking us, where these pockets of football-loving immigrants, soccer-loving Americans are living, right? So it's not just taking us to these metropolitan areas. Like we said, the national finals, Provo, Utah showing up with Mexican and Brazilians and almost getting the $50K national prize.
Arizona was there.
Arizona was
Miami, New York.
Miami, crazy.
Beautiful.
It really represents.
Shout out Soda City. Feel me?
City,
you got the
our only double national champion twice.
Feel me? You got the squad out in Minnesota. You were telling me about as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a fact. Lots of diversity. It's beautiful.
So it's it's great, and to see kind of the validation start to happen in the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that for a second, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, in my eyes, how do we kind of match these two types of teams up, the USL League 1, League 2 teams against the UPSL teams? Because if you're looking at the soccer pyramid, and we can kind of, put the visual up while we're talking about it, but Division 4, that's the same level as USL League 2. And the USL League 2 is a summer league, essentially, and not even professional. So right off the bat, if you're playing USL League 2, it might as well be playing UPSL. USL League 1, I think, is a little bit more comparable to us.
Yep.
I've seen our teams go up against USL championship level teams. Those are really tough teams in my eyes.
I mean, they're borderline MLS. Some people think they're better.
For sure.
Some of them at least, yeah.
For sure. But I definitely want to hear you guys' opinions. But to see Virginia Dream get a dub against the MLS Next Pro team, to be honest, I kind of thought they would be a tougher team to beat.
Yes.
But Virginia Dream was running circles around them off of, you know what I mean? Like a very well put together team. But in my eyes, I'm picking some of these UPSL teams over USL League 1 and MLS Next Pro teams, especially if you're talking about Tennessee Tempo with former MLS Man City players, Kalanji Pro Profile guys being scouted by Atlanta United, New York Renegades, like 3 or 4 guys used to play in Mexico and Greece. And come on, like.
No, for sure.
I think you've really highlighted it through the flexibility, which allows these players to get on UPSL squads compared to some of the USL situations. Because that's why you have the likes of a Bill Hamid, somebody who was in the Man City Academy, people who are then going on to play in Europe and all these sorts of things.
How many guys do we know pretty good at soccer can't get a team? Oh, this guy at the USL club doesn't like me. Oh, this coach. Oh, they never have serious.
We've definitely heard a lot of player stories in the background.
I bet y'all have done USL tryouts or random tryouts, kind of get a team.
Josh, didn't you do USL?
Goes nowhere.
UPSL actually. Okay,
USL. All that goes nowhere,
summer,
bro.
I played in the summer.
Yeah,
they're gonna take your money.
New Hampshire. Something like that.
I think it was maybe New Hampshire Bobcats or something.
You was in.
Okay. Did you pay for the tryout? Probably. I paid for tryouts.
Wait, man.
Nothing to be said, bro.
I'll tell you from experience. I paid for tryouts.
In the trenches.
And you know what I mean? Just that alone, bro. I've paid $150 for a tryout before.
Yeah.
Someone like Yan Diamande, bro, I'm not paying for a tryout.
Yeah. Come on, dog. Look where he's at now. And we saw him, by the way, speaking of Yan, we'll get to him a little bit later. We saw him at AFCON, though.
Yeah.
Like starting for Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
Like that's the level he reached at what, 19?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
What is he? He should be a college freshman?
Yeah, that's actually insane to think about.
Imagine, like,
that's
our ecosystem is so backwards because if he played
college ball,
if he played college ball, like he'd be wasting his time.
It would have
Where does he end up? UPSL. Why does he end up UPSL? Because he came here on a athletic scholarship for a prestigious academy in Florida. They don't play on weekends. He's got to play on weekends if you want to get better.
Squad, yeah.
Let's find a little squad to play with. Shout out AS Frenzy. A bunch of Jamaican guys want to bring together, you know what I mean? A bunch of Africans and South Americans, Caribbean boys. Jan is by far the best player on the team.
Yeah, it has to be.
And he's that good. He drops about 4 or 5 goals in the playoffs, all against grown men. We going to play the clip. We going to talk about it later. Breaking dudes' ankles. He's 17 years old.
Yeah.
Ay. Why would we?
For real. Proofs in the pudding.
Passport. Get him this passport.
Yeah. That's what someone said too. I forgot who it was. Was it Lewin low-key? Saying that how we let him like slip through the cracks of U.S. soccer. Like there at least should have been an offer and a recognition from our federation that this is a teen talent as good as the guys on the current squad or as good as the youth 17 national team. How do we not see this person as somebody who we should at least offer to be able to play for our nation? Even of course he's not born in the U.S.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be born in the U.S. to play on the team. So
I'm gonna go real quick. I can't wait
you have to
for
leave?
them to
Okay, yeah, go ahead, bro.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, go ahead, bro. Yeah, of course.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
No, we don't want to hold you.
I can't wait for them to
restart just so you walk through. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I can't wait for them to play this clip when he balls out of the World Cup. And
Jan?
Fox Soccer is having this same conversation right now.
They will.
I can't wait for it. We're gonna put this clip out again.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at my crystal ball, bro, and he's gonna ball out the World Cup. They're gonna say, "Oh, I think this kid was from America." They're gonna Google him. Everybody's gonna
Florida,
talk about it.
be crazy.
And you're 10 years too late.
Yeah.
You're 10 years too late. So
I don't know. I think some people might think the gap is bigger than it actually is. I think at the end of the day, like once you get to a certain level, you're playing week in and week out. You're playing up against competition from literally all over the world. Like it gets less about what league you're in and more about how your team can actually gel together and like those individual pockets of talent. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why we see these upsets in a competition like the US Open Cup, because it's like at a certain point, we all have the technical basics, the fundamentals, the ability to compete at a high level. So now it's like, who has the better coaches? Who has the better training staff that's actually preparing these players? Which teams have the better chemistry?
Better together.
Exactly. And then who are the individual players who are going to step up in those big moments?
Yeah.
Another difference I would say is that UPSL is a collection of players that maybe didn't always go through the system and the structure of soccer in America, versus if they had those opportunities in the past, they would have been at the bigger, more prestigious situations. But natural ball talent and just like ability on the pitch, that gap is a lot smaller than you realize.
Exactly.
And they play with a bit more freedom, I would say, as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out US Open Cup. Very, very exciting competition. Very unique circumstances to watch for sure.
For sure. And I definitely want to touch on a couple of points. I think it means a lot to the U.S. soccer development system and to the UPSL and the U.S. Open Cup to see, for example, stories like this 14-year-old from Kalonji Pro Profile scoring a goal.
Unbelievable.
I think that this is kind of shaking up the game, what we're doing here. And this U.S. Open Cup platform, it being accessible and open to everybody, like you said, we're trying to make the UPSL the same thing. So these are two of the most open, accessible platforms in this country at this sport. So I think both together, it's a very important relationship, and it's very good for this ecosystem in this country.
Agreed.
No, 100%. I mean, what is your thoughts on the UPSL's role on the growth actually of the U.S. men's national team and how this league and this infrastructure can help expand the access to the sport, which then will get to the top and help us be better in the World Cup, better in the Gold Cup, and just produce better talent?
Yeah, like we touched on it briefly before. We're going to be sending probably a couple of guys. Go ahead, Josh.
Nah, just walk the bro.
Yeah, that's. Go ahead.
This nigga's the dickhead, bro.
He was never gonna limbo that low. Bro.
I was actually watching to see.
You're good. You're good. Yeah.
Bro,
I'm crying. Go ahead. Yeah. That's crazy.
What was your question? Go ahead, Gabe. What was your question?
It's ridiculous.
Nah, that's hilarious. We're gonna be
What was your question?
No, just about how the UPSL's success and growth, how that is going to impact eventually the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah.
Because as you expand on the access of the sport and allow more talent to be in the pool and be recognized in the system, that's going to infiltrate to the top to actually have better, more naturally talented players, I think.
Yeah, and we talked about this before, looking towards the World Cup. We're going to be sending a few guys to the 2026 World Cup. We talked about the Haitian national team picking up a couple of our players. And we've talked about the U.S. men's national team. We talked about Jan with Ivory Coast. But on the U.S. men's national team part, looking at Diego Luna and Alex Freeman, two guys that are going to be probably playing a big role with the national team. To see them, I think the common theme is we're able to kind of find the players that are hidden in the rough.
That's a great way to put it.
I think that kind of describes these two guys a little bit who were maybe counted out early in their careers.
Yeah.
And we see that all over the place. Junior Rosero's another example of someone who's scoring goals everywhere he goes, but some people break through, some people don't. And so when it comes to the U.S. national team, for us, it's about keep on finding those diamonds in the rough and keep making this platform as accessible as possible. And that's why I say we want everybody and anybody to come play with us in the UPSL. And that's why we offer 3 different divisions on the men's sides and a women's semi-pro division and an academy, 13s, 15s, 17s, 3 different divisions over there. Our job is just to make this platform as big as possible, as accessible as possible. And all the talent is naturally going to filter down because the system isn't perfect. That talent is going to fall directly in our laps as long as we figure out how to create this web of talent catching, collaboration.
Absolutely. And then speaking of some of those guys going to the World Cup or just making it to national teams, let's talk about some of the signings that have come from the UPSL. So if you mentioned, we have Yan Diomande, who went over to Leganes and now RB Leipzig, balling out for the Ivory Coast national team. Alex Freeman, now with Villarreal, another Black American following in the steps actually of Josie Altidore going to that club. But talk a little bit about the signings of guys making it to like major European clubs.
Yeah, we're seeing that more and more season after season. And like I said, the work is starting to speak for itself. People are noticing the national finals platform. People are noticing the U.S. Open Cup results. People are noticing the major signings like Yan Diomande, $20 million to RB Leipzig, probably got $100 million price tag on it.
For real now, yeah.
With teams like Liverpool, Manchester United, big teams looking at him. And so these major signings, they all have wildly different stories. Like, for example, Alex Freeman, dad won a Super Bowl in the NFL, I believe.
I did not know that.
Played a lot of years.
Oh, I have an athlete family. That's why.
I forget what the dad's first name is. Yeah. But his dad actually played in the NFL. So to see those type of signings, I would include Pedro Guimaraes, who has gone from LAFC to Frankfurt in Germany. I would consider those type of signings. Those are our collaborations with MLS academies. Those are MLS players maybe on the cusp of trying to figure out if they're going to make it to the professional level, who want to push themselves. So you see a lot of these guys play in 2-3 leagues at the same time. It's crazy. A lot of heavy stuff. Because you got to make your decision at that age, 15, 16, 17. Man, I'm not going to make this a full-time job. So with Alex Freeman, with Pedro Guimaraes to Frankfurt, Alex Freeman to Villarreal, I see that as us just being the proper stage and the proper platform to give those guys an extra chance to shine. When it comes to other players like Yan Diomande, and now we have Jorge Ruvalcaba, who's a designated player from New York Red Bulls. He came from a couple of LA teams in UPSL California. Wow. Those types of players, they're looking for pro opportunities, and they don't really have anywhere to play, and they end up in the UPSL. And those players, I consider those extra special players because those are guys that had nowhere to go, and if we didn't make this platform as accessible as it was, I don't even know if they would be pro soccer players.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because like I said, at the age 17, 18, 19, you have to kind of figure out if you can ball with the adults.
Yeah, that's true.
If I'm 16 and I'm a freshman in high school, I've got to make decisions now.
Yeah.
And one of the easiest decisions you can make is find your nearest UPSL team and start playing in a premier division team, even Division 1, because at that point it's about physicality, speed of play, and that's when you're really going to shine. And that's where we saw players like Yan Diomande shine because, he wasn't the most physical. He didn't have a crazy shot on him. I saw him warming up every national playoff game, seeing him shoot, bro. He wasn't banging upper 90s every time.
Yeah.
But every time he got the ball, it was cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah.
And the other players would move, and he would move around them.
Yeah.
And so what we can do is we can actually talk more about kind of the player that Jan's become.
Yeah.
And actually to see him become one of the best dribblers in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And you see that, like I said, especially in the national finals platform, to see him in the UPSL, what year is that? The spring 2023 national finals. Jan is having an amazing season, playing right wing, is the top scorer on his team, top assister on his team. And to see him make it all the way to the end of the tournament as one of the playoffs national top scorers. He really had a lot of buzz going into that national finals game in spring 2023. So much so that there were a couple of MLS scouts up at that UPSL national finals in Loudoun, Virginia, watching that game. Speaking of DC United was one of those scouts, and I was next to him when Jan actually scored that goal in the first half. And let me tell you, everybody's heads turned in that stadium after that goal was put in. Because when you see him receive the ball, he's dribbling from about the halfway line. He's dribbling down the line, and the way he's gliding with the ball, his composure and control on the ball, you could tell this guy was going pro. Different. It's very hard to explain. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a feel for, like, I've seen like Real Madrid in person. Like, it's just different the way they move around the pitch. Exactly. I know what you're talking about.
It's kind of like, I mean, they say all the time, it's like having the ball on a string.
Yep.
And at that young age, 17 as a high schooler, he had the ball on the string. And the players, 22, 23, 24, that he was playing against, the game wasn't moving at the same pace he was moving.
Yeah.
And so I think, speaking on Jan's talent, the biggest differentiators I would say that you could immediately notice from him, it's not the shot, wasn't tall, wasn't strongest, fastest, you know what I mean? But it was the way he moved. It was the composure on the ball. It was recognizing spaces and players and being able to move between them. And speaking on that goal he scored, he's taking the ball down the left wing and he shimmies two guys. He shifts the ball twice and beats two defenders and then slots it left-footed past the goalkeeper, beating three players total, all in the span of 5 seconds. And one thing you'll notice is when you watch Jan play, he's not a flashy dribbler. He's doing moves like moving the ball left and right with his feet. Maybe he'll hit a step over. You know what I mean? That's how some of the best players play.
It's true. It's not about tricks. It's not about tricks.
Because if we're coming from an American soccer system and I'm going to go play with RB Leipzig in the Champions League, I'm going to that first training session like, damn, I got to hit scissor kicks. I got to be doing crazy stuff to impress these people. But really, it's the complete opposite.
It's the simplicity, bro.
It's the simplicity. And I'm gonna play this back when I finally get to interview Jan one-on-one. Since he plays in the Bundesliga, and we work with the Bundesliga. But to see him, you could definitely tell he was going to develop into one of the best dribblers. But to think that he could go this far, to think that 10 goals in 20 games, like, that's kind of crazy.
That's nuts. That's nuts from a high school guy in Florida 2 years later. That's insanity.
And shout out to RB Leipzig for picking a player like that up, because the way they do their scouting, every player in the field, they kind of broke it down to me when I went to go visit their training facilities. Every player's got to hit certain numbers, metrics, and running, and physical stats, ball control, touches. I mean, they're measuring your first touch, how far the ball escapes you on a regular basis, average ball control distance, crazy stuff,
that's
right?
Nuts.
And so Jan was playing on Leganes, a team about to get relegated. He only scored like 1 or 2 goals. How did they know to pay $20 million for him?
They saw how he played against Real and Barca. That's a fact.
It's already played against Real Barca.
All that scouting, all that data.
And he played outside back.
Yeah, that's the other part too. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I hope he never has to play outside back again.
I don't think so.
Don't limit him. Don't limit him.
For sure. No, I mean, I think the crazy thing about Jan is how great he is now among the European elite. So the fact that he has the second most dribbles completed in all of Europe's top 5 leagues is pretty insane. So Lamine is number 1 with over 100 and Jan has about 85. The fact that he's putting up numbers like that still this young, his first season in the Bundesliga, that's just ridiculous. Honestly.
Fearless.
Fearless.
And I feel like, kind of like what you were alluding to earlier, it's really like the eye test. Like when you watch him, you can tell like he's not thinking, like he's just doing, and like it works so well. Like I feel like the first game I saw him play for RB Leipzig, there was like a pass from across the field and he took like, it's the first touch test too, where like the ball goes over his head and he kind of just watches it and just like cushions it perfectly and then takes on his man like instantly. It's like certain things like that where you're like, nah, like this guy, he's clear. He's clear. So like his first touch, his dribbling ability, and like the IQ to like not even double think about like what you're about to do next. He's just gliding across the field. He's just making the next decision. It's impeccable. So I'm excited to see what's next for him.
We saw him at AFCON too.
Journey,
We saw him at AFCON. We saw him in person playing for Ivory Coast. So the eye test, but actually in person. To see him bring that talent now to the national team level with the pressure of Ivory Coast, I mean, doing that at this age is unbelievable. Domestically and internationally, that's incredible.
And he's definitely at the best possible club for his development. That he's playing every day I see this man's every game I see this man's name on the team sheet, left wing.
Yep.
And we talked about it. He's got over 10 goal contributions in about 20 games. So shout out to Leipzig for giving him that chance, and shout out to Jan for taking that chance. He's taken every single damn chance they've given him. Every single one he's taken it.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jan. He's taken every chance they've given him, and they're gonna keep giving him more chances. And big ups to him getting stuff done on the business side as well. Just signed for Rock Nation Sports. So,
it's a facts. We love to see it. Get the marketing behind it too.
What?
Yeah,
Florida boy. Is there?
That
was literally a few weeks ago.
I love it.
Wait. That's insane.
No, it's great.
Is it insane?
Yeah.
Insane in a good way. He don't mean insane like it's crazy. Yeah.
That's not a thing that happens all the time. I think.
Well, they sign NBA players all the time.
No.
But soccer, they don't have a lot of roster.
I think the only athlete they have
Richards.
is Vinny.
They got Chris.
No, they have Chris Richards. They have Lukaku, but they don't have a lot.
They don't have a lot.
They randomly have like De Bruyne. Or De Bruyne might be Young Money, something like that.
And think about the names that we're saying.
Yeah, facts.
Lukaku's a legend for Belgium.
Yeah, Vinny's iconic.
Brazilian legend. Chris Richards been balling for the U.S. men's national
Yeah.
team. So to be in that company, and for a company like Rock Nation to see you and be like, yo, like this guy, at such a young age to be like, we know where this is heading. You know what I'm saying? For them to have that vision says a lot about like what he's been able to do.
Impossible to ignore.
That's
the best way to put it. Impossible.
Congratulations to him. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's exactly the goal for the UPSL too, is just be impossible to ignore. And seeing us do the media with U.S. soccer, at the national finals, that kind of touched me, because
as it should,
to see like us collaborating personally with the U.S. soccer brand and elevating and telling these stories. You know what I mean? I mean, that clip we did with them, I forget how many likes, maybe 3,000 likes. That clip did amazing numbers, and to see them supporting us,
that's great.
Because they see the work we're doing, and I mean, give it 5-10 years time, like Rock Nation is about to start calling me for more top players.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, what else is next?
Yeah, it's true. It's a big fact, bro.
Shout out to the Rock Nation scouting too.
Yeah, man.
RB Leipzig.
They know what's going on.
That's some serious scouting.
They got a good roster themselves.
You gotta be tapped in to really like.
Yeah.
But it's because everybody's mentioning that $100 million price tag.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
They
so he had like some like local, Ivory Coast guy before. I'm like, let's see how long this lasts, because I know the next check is gonna be. Because you don't want to mess that up.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess that up.
Speaking of Bundesliga though, Chris, I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah. Okay.
You are a Bayern Munich fan. You are absolutely cooking right now in all competitions. Just won a Der Klassiker to go extra clear at the top of the Bundesliga. But how good is this front three of Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, and Olise?
Yeah, I think it's very obvious one of the top teams in Europe at this time.
Probably top. Probably
you don't think top?
No, I said probably just like number one.
Probably top?
Probably just number one, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Pep said it himself.
Favorites, I'd say they're favorites.
Pep said himself the other day, Arsenal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. These are some of the top teams in Europe right now. And for me, Bayern's probably number one.
I think they're number one.
With that front three, you see, I knew once Luis Diaz came in the picture, and you'll see that's why they don't typically do a big money purchase like that, 80 million something euros for Luis Diaz. Is not something we typically do. We don't spend a lot of money on players. And so when I saw that they dropped that money, it was an indication to me that they're trying to go all the way in the next couple seasons. And, the goal has always been at the club to re-sign Harry Kane. So you got Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, Michael Olise. The great thing about Michael Olise is, out of those three, he's probably the one with the highest potential because he's so young.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're talking about another guy that glides on the ball.
Oh, he's the smooth operator. What?
Nonchalant, bro.
Different.
The nonchalant king.
The nonchalant king, boy.
King.
He is actually different. And I don't think anyone knew he would be this good this fast.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, he did well at Crystal Palace. He did well in the Prem. He did well in the Olympics with France and everything. But the way he's latched on to that right wing position with Munich has been crazy. The stats he's putting up is unreal. He's a Ballon d'Or candidate.
Yeah.
Already. Like,
for sure, a Ballon d'Or candidate. I think, a couple of years ago, if you look at Luis Diaz's form at Liverpool, he was one of the best forwards in the world as well.
Yeah,
easily.
So for me,
Diaz is scary. It's a scary attack.
That front three can drop 15 goals each.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
Because they're on pace to break MSN's record for a front three, I believe. True? Yes.
Wow.
They were earlier in the season. I have to check the most recent stats, but they have an MSN, BBC level front three statistically.
Yeah.
We'll see the trophy cabinet. Obviously, it's different context, different eras slightly, but the numbers alone are unreal.
I know they're approaching the most goals they've scored in a season ever.
I'm sure. For Bayern,
which is pretaz crazy because Bayern are always
scoring crazy. You used to have Ribéry, Lewandowski, and Robin.
They literally have the perfect front three. Like Diaz, I feel like Diaz is just aggressive. Like when he gets on the ball, it's almost like he's fighting the person, the defender who's defending him. Like he's like, nah, like I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
Elise is a little bit more. I don't want to say how you say.
He's smoother.
He's smoother. He's smoother. Like he has the same ability to be his man, if not more in certain instances. But he's not as scary like on the front. But it's like I'm gonna glide past you as well.
Because he'll cut inside a little bit more too and look for the pass.
And then Kane is just bagging goals. Like you can loft it up to him. You can give it straight to his feet. You can literally have his back to the goal.
You saw the two
man. That's what I'm saying. He's still gonna split them. And so it's just like how do you even approach that?
Yeah.
You know how you
can't double because somebody's gonna be open.
Well, you know how you approach it with the aura of Real Madrid and their 15 Champions Leagues. Real Madrid fan here, Bayern Munich fan here. That is the next matchup, an all-time Champions League classic, and just in terms of who these two teams are.
Tough game.
You know, we've seen them in semifinals, quarterfinals, another quarterfinal this time. Madrid is not in their best form right now, but they have really picked it up recently. Big wins over City, big win over Atletico. Team is getting healthy again, but Bayern Munich will for sure be the betting odds, be the favorites. What are your thoughts on this matchup? What are your thoughts on Bayern winning the Champions League? Because the Bundesliga, I think we all can say is probably pretty much wrapped up. But what are your thoughts on Bayern potentially winning the Champions League?
Yeah, Bundesliga, that's for sure wrapped up. Just a matter of who's going to get those other Champions League spots. I'm hoping Leipzig, love to see Hoffenheim in there. For the matchup against Real Madrid, that's going to be a crazy game. Because we both have a lot of fire.
Now, the two front threes is ridiculous.
The offense, the defense. The defense is going to be an issue.
Both defenses, actually, that's a fact.
I think Real Madrid's defense is worse. They concede. We should look at those stats.
Yeah.
But in Champions League play, I'm always seeing Real Madrid have to come back.
Bro, once
You
Florentino sprinkles a little of the magic on the squad, you know what happened next.
Yeah, but that's not Bayern's style.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to let you come back on us.
You remember... I raise you, Joselu. Remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. My thing with Real Madrid is...
we'll see, though. We'll see. Second leg Munich, too, is tough.
Second leg Munich, I would prefer we get the first leg. Just
really?
4-0.
I always think second leg home
sweep y'all 4-0 at home, then we let you go to Real Madrid.
That's not how that goes, brother. Actually, we beat y'all 4-0 in Munich, if I'm not mistaken, in 2016, 15.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
My favorite part about
Real beat y'all 2 years ago, too.
My favorite part about Real Madrid is that they're all arguing with each other. They fight over PKs.
That's not right now. That's not true.
They got the coach fired. So I think a lot of instability, especially when you're talking about a team that bands together to get the coach fired. 4 games.
It worked.
My money.
Arbeloa going crazy, bro.
Arbeloa is going crazy. Vincent Kompany's going crazy.
No, shout out Vincent Kompany. Big the craziest. We did not, I'll be real, I don't think anyone knew he'd be this good of a coach and this good of a fit for a top European club that fast.
I cried when we signed him. I cried.
Of sadness.
And
now it's joy.
Now it's joy. Now I got to eat my words.
Yeah. Crazy.
Which is why we're not going to publish this clip of me admitting this.
We'll leave it in the long form pod, though.
But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, Vincent Kompany is one of the best coaches in the world.
Objectively, one of the best dressed too. We did a clip on that for Bundesliga.
I did see that.
One of the best dressed too. Fly guy.
Adidas always coming through. Y3, all the collabs that they got going on over there.
Come on, man.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous.
I mean, it's Madrid in the Champions League, and they still have Mbappe and Vinny and Bellingham and everybody. You have to be nervous. It's real. Fede Valverde going crazy right now. Andre Lunin, the best backup goalkeeper in the world.
I just want everybody to stay healthy so we all have a nice World Cup.
Man. Everybody get healthy.
Shout out Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Get well.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. No, but speaking of that matchup, do you think Bayern is going to go all the way and win the Champions League?
Yeah, my money's on Bayern to go all the way for sure. Yeah. Like we talked about the front three. We talked about spending the money on Luis Diaz to complete the front three, re-signing Harry Kane, making sure we have Elise game in, game out, managing those front three. I think this shows a clear ambition this season for Bayern Munich, that Bayern Munich wants to go all the way and win a Champions League this season or next season. I think when you're looking at what we're putting into Harry Kane, what Bayern Munich is putting into Harry Kane, like the resources, the money, the financials, who probably has a shelf life of another 2-3 seasons max.
At this level, yeah.
At this level.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's kind of, for Bayern Munich, it's maybe more of an all-in type of situation this season or next. And, for Champions League, it's a tough competition. It really comes down to how are the other top players in the game playing? How are Real Madrid doing in Champions League? How are PSG playing? How are Arsenal playing? Those are the three teams that we're going to be looking at to judge on if Bayern can go all the way. Because not only, it doesn't come down to talent on the field for sure in the Champions League. It comes down to sometimes who gets the home field advantage first, who has the better first game, stuff like that.
Aura.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Aura, home crowd.
And listen, they're going against the biggest aura, obviously, in Champions League history with Real Madrid. But I think if they do beat Madrid, they'll win the Champions League. I think if they beat Madrid, then they're for sure going to win the Champions League. Because that's going to be the biggest test in terms of almost the mental hurdle for Bayern. I think we can all say they've been the most informed team this season. They definitely have the most informed front three who is fully healthy. They're looking at a year where Madrid's not at their best. City was not at their best. Barca's not at their best. PSG's coming off the treble, but the fact they already won, it's so hard to repeat. They're not really at their best. Arsenal's very good, but it's still not. Bayern looks like the best team, is what I'm saying. And it's not every time they clearly look like the best team. So I think if they're able to get through beating the kings of Europe in Madrid, that they're going to go all the way.
Yeah.
Will they get past Madrid? TBD.
That's tough. And if you look at that Leverkusen game against Arsenal's looking pretty shaky.
Definitely.
And
Arsenal does not look
so I'm thinking maybe the German football teams can pull it off here if Arsenal...
It was just y'all left. Just Bayern. I said just Bayern left, so... Yeah.
But the fact that they were struggling against Leverkusen...
Oh, yeah, facts. Oh, yeah.
Because...
We know Bayern and Arsenal what's going to happen.
yeah. But looking at how strong Arsenal started off the season, I was like, man, they might be the toughest team.
It's the league phase, though.
And then you just saw Arsenal lose to Man City in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, all right, that side of the tournament is doable.
Yeah.
That side of the bracket is doable.
Yeah.
But we got Madrid and PSG on the same side.
Yeah.
I was going to say, yes, if they get past Real Madrid, it's an amazing indicator. But then they'll have to go up against either PSG or Liverpool. And I think actually PSG will probably be like the toughest defense that they're going to have to go up against.
That part's true.
Who's in the back for them?
Olisa versus Nuno.
Hakimi, Nuno Mendes. How you say Mensch?
Yeah, you can say Mensch.
Nuno Mensch.
Marquinhos, Pacho.
Yeah, so it's like
That's funny.
That's gonna be the real test to me for them, like to see if that firepower can get past the PSG. But then they're gonna probably either go up against Arsenal or Barcelona. It's not a cakewalk either way, but I think that front three up against Barca's PSG, they might. I mean,
Barca's defense,
Barca's back three, they might.
Bro, that high line, I dare you to put a high line on Luis Diaz and Michael Olise.
Swiss cheese them, but Barca on the other hand,
offensively they go crazy. Yeah, it's tough, bro.
They had a tough semis last Champions League.
Inter, they're experienced now. Yeah,
and I feel like they're also gonna be coming back with like we may have learned our lesson. From last season, so. I don't know. If I had to put my money, I put my money on Bayern, but I think maybe it could be a little closer than we giving it credit.
No, I think it's definitely close. I'm a Real Madrid fan, so I don't want to jinx it, but amen. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But that also, some of Bayern's biggest winning years, they played those super tough teams. They smoked Barcelona in the semis actually that one year. In 2013. Madrid, a lot of Madrid's championships, they went through the whole Prem to get there. So the fact that they had to beat who they just had to, then maybe Madrid, PSG, Barca, that's what it takes sometimes. But they got to beat Madrid first.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough road ahead. But I think if the team in that front three keeps buzzing the way they've been doing, I think they got a good shot.
For sure. Cool. Well, appreciate you joining us as always, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, my G.
Thank you, bro.
This was episode 115 of the 5 Side Podcast. Comment, subscribe, follow UPSL Soccer as well. We'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.